Hey, Charles here with Rocky Mountain, and today we've got our CRF300L Rally in the shop, and we're going to be showing you how to install Tusk Crash Bars onto this bike. So if you have a new bike, or maybe it's just new to you and you want to protect your investment, protect your fairings, your engine, things like that, you're going to want to take a look at these crash bars. Now, not only are they functional, they're going to help your machine look tough and look good. The install process is straightforward. Let's go ahead and get started. To get this done, you just need a few common hand tools. So we've got 13 and 17 millimeter combo wrenches, small screwdriver. We've got a variety of Allens, so 4, 5, and 6 millimeter options. We've got 13, 14, and 15 millimeter sockets, both in shallow and deep sockets. And we're also going to be using a torque wrench. We're also going to use some blue Loctite on a couple of bolts, but you can use it on everything if you want to. So right here, we've got all of our parts laid out in order on the bench. It's going to help us stay organized throughout the process. I recommend doing this and reading through your provided set of instructions to get familiar with the install process. To start out, you want to remove your skid plate, whether it's the stock one or like our Tusk aftermarket skid plate. Next, we have this front cover we need to remove, and I'm using a 5 millimeter Allen on that. Now, to remove your fairings, you do have some body panels that are sequential, so we're going to start out by removing our seat, and then we have these side panels. There's a trim clip on the top on each of these. Remove the bolt and then pull the 2 tabs away from the grommets. Now for the right side fairing, we've got a trim clip up front. Then we'll remove all of the hardware, and there's 2 Velcro strips underneath. You'll just have to pull this out from there. Now the left side will be a similar process, but you do have some wiring inside of that left side shroud. So you're gonna move some brackets out of the way, pull the wiring up, and then you're gonna have 2 trim clips inside of here. And from there, you can remove the hardware in the same way we did on the right. Next, using 14 millimeter sockets, I'm gonna remove 3 engine mounting bolts. Keep in mind, these front 2, they're gonna have spacers on each side of the engine. So keep track of those because the spacers will be reused, the hardware won't be. And this bottom bolt doesn't want to come out yet, so I'm probably going to have to loosen up the top one and slightly lift up on the engine to remove that. And with this bottom bolt having some tension on it, I'm just going to use a pry bar with a rag on it, and I'm just going to gently lift up on the engine, and this should push out. Now to install the crash bars, you're going to notice that you have 2 longer spacers. One is slightly longer than the other. So the one that's a little shorter is going to go on the left-hand side of the bike. So we're going to set that right in here just because holding everything before we slide it in, it's a lot of pieces to hold together. Then we're going to take the longest bolt. We're going to go through a washer. Then we're going to take the left side crash bar. We're going to go through the back mounting location, go through that spacer we just installed. Then that's going to go through the engine and out the other side. Now with this, before we move to the other side, I do want to point out this is going to be a lot easier if we put all the hardware through this left bracket first. So we're going to the second longest bolt that came in the kit. Again, you need to have a washer on that. We'll go through the crash bar, and I'm just going to go a little ways for right now. Then we've got a spacer that's going to sit in between the crash bar and the frame, just like that. And I'm going to set this here for a second, and at this point we need to line up one of these spacers that sits in between the engine and the frame. And if it doesn't want to start super easy, you might have to use that rag and your pry bar to lightly lift on the engine as you press that through. And then for the top, it's the same thing. So we've got that washer on our bolt. Start it through the left side crash bar. We've got the shorter spacer, again, sitting between the crash bar and the frame. Engine spacer. Then one more spacer on the other side. Push the bolt all the way through, and I'm going to push the bolt in the back all the way through as well, and we'll head over to the right side of the bike. All right, now on the right side, we've got 3 spacers left. So the longest spacer that came in the kit, that's going on to that back bolt. And then the front 2, doesn't matter which one goes where, put those on. And now we can take the right side crash bar and set this in place. But we do have to go around this header with the bar right here. So you might want to move your handlebars just a little bit to get some clearance. We'll snake this down into place and then slide it over the bolts. And some of these bolts, depending how your bracket is sitting on the other side, they might be bound up just a little bit so things don't sit perfectly. So for me, what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with this nut in the back. So that allows me to press up on that bracket and get everything squared up. So now I can install a second nylock nut. And then we'll do that same thing to the front bottom. And then as we go through the process, we want to leave all of this hardware loose for now. We can now go to this front bung right here. So there's a little tab we need to line up. And then we can take the M8 by 35 millimeter bolts, slide those through, install the corresponding nylock nuts, and then all we have left is this support brace. So with that, we're not dealing with any nylock nuts, so I'm going to use some blue thread locker on those bolts. So these are the 20 millimeter long bolts. And the support brace, it's just going towards the upper end of the crash bars. Next, we can tighten everything down, and there is a sequence. I do want to point out that if you have an aftermarket skid plate, after we tighten everything down and get it all squared up, you might need to remove these 2 front bung bolts, but for now, we need to temporarily tighten them. Step 2 is to tighten the support bracket. And we're just using a socket on one side and a combo wrench on the other. Now to tighten the engine mounts, we're going to start in the back, and this one will be torqued to 45 Newton meters. And then we can move forward to the front 2. These are going to be torqued to 55 Newton meters. To torque all of this, we're using a 17 millimeter combo and 15 millimeter socket. Now, to get our Tusk skid plate installed back onto the bike, we're going to be doing it in a later step after we have the fairings on. But to get enough clearance, I do need to have these bolts either removed or backed off. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Now that we have that clearance, we can reinstall our fairings, our side covers, and our seat. Then we can set the front section into place and install the bolts. Now to install that skid plate, we're going to rock this in from one side to the other so we have enough clearance. Then we can thread in our hardware, we'll tighten it down, and then reinstall the 2 nuts on those bung bolts and do the final tightening on them. There you have it. We are ready to go ride this thing. Now, if you need some of these crash bars, click the link in the description below. That's going to take you over to our website where you can pick these up. Orders over $75 ship free. If you have any questions, leave those down in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more helpful content. I'm Charles with Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Thanks for watching.